y'all doing? I'm with the books, and it is time for our August TBR. Hey, before we get started, like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. Come on over here. It's fun over here. If you clicked on this based off of the, what do you call it? I'm drawing a blank. I'm sorry, y'all. If you came over here based off of the title, yes, we are doing a back to school themed TBR. So many of my books are going to be education related, starting with The Disengaged Teen. I hope you can see that without the glare. I think you can. There we go. That's better. The Disengaged Teen. I checked this out at the library and they've been renewing. And so I'm like, all right, I'm just going to read this right before school starts. I'm teaching seniors this year. And while I was a dean and I knew it was nice teaching them versus being the disciplinarian for high school feels very different. And I want to make sure that I am doing my best to serve them and truly understand where they are academically. So I'm going to read a little bit about what stood out the most to me about this. So short version is that there are 4 types of teens typically. Adolescents are hardwired to explore and grow, and learning is a key way to do this. But a shocking majority of kids are disengaged from school, simultaneously bored and overwhelmed. This apathy is feeding an alarming teen mental health crisis. As teens get older and more independent, parents often feel powerless to help. But there are evidence-backed strategies to guide checked out, stressed out teens from disengagement to drive in and out of school. Okay, I get it now. There are 4 types: resistor, passenger, achiever, explorer. And so I'm going to share this with my kids that I'm reading this book, and I'm going to give some blurbs about each one of these, and then I want them to tell me which one they most identify with. So as I'm reading and learning about each of them, I can make sure that I'm meeting them where they are, and not meeting them where they are, but then also pushing them to where they want to be. So The Disengaged Teen. Next, because we really get into this reading, I was just like, let's make sure that I want to increase how I read and how I process. So this is How to Read Literature Like a Professor, a lively and entertaining guide to reading between the lines. I'm only going to read the first paragraph. A thoroughly revised and updated edition of Thomas C. Foster's classic guide, a lively and entertaining introduction to literature and literary basics, including symbols, themes, and context that shows you how to make your everyday reading experience more rewarding and enjoyable. So I'm like, if there's a way for me to level up how I read and can enjoy a piece of work, I'm gonna read this book. So yeah. This is more so for me. And it goes with our back to school theme, but this is more so for me in my personal reading. Then we have Fahrenheit 451. Heard a lot about this book. I believe it's considered literary fiction, but then it's just this. A lot of people be like, this is one of the must-haves. You have to read this book. You have to read this book. I'm like, okay, bet. So I got it. Guy Montag is a fireman. His job is to destroy the most illegal of commodities, the printed book, along with the houses in which they are hidden. Montag never questions the destruction and ruin his actions. Montag never questions the destruction and ruins his actions produce, returning each day to his bland life and wife, Mildred, who spends all day with her television family. But when he meets an eccentric young neighbor, Clarice, who introduces him to a past where people didn't live in fear and to a present where one sees the world through the ideas in books instead of the mindless chatter of television, Montag begins to question everything he has ever known. This is a dystopian future for those who want to know what this is. So I'm very, very, very much excited for this book. A quote from this author, I don't know if this quote is actually in this book, but it says, "You don't have to burn books to destroy a culture. Just get people to stop reading." And y'all, I'm over here like, people don't want to read. The amount of articles that I've read in the last week about people reading and then professors being told, hey, your students are complaining about the old English and make it easier for them. And I'm just like, rather bring them up, we want to just keep them down or just like not performing. Like, what's wrong with you thinking through something? Like, the amount of the bar is so low you could step over it. And so I want to read this because I want to know what the hype is about how good this book is. It's considered like a classic. And yeah. Last but not least, this does not fall into our back to school. This is strictly for my pleasure. I'm very, very, very excited for this book. Like, August 1st, I don't know what I'm going to open up first. A part of me is like, maybe one of them other 3 books. A part of me is like, let's get into it with this one. I don't know. But what I do know, this book gonna get ate up, okay? I am going to be doing a buddy read with 2 good friends. Like, I didn't know how many people in my personal life actually enjoy reading. And I'm like, why we ain't never talked about us reading and why we ain't never been like, hey, let's read. But here we are. Maybe it wasn't the time. Maybe it wasn't the time, and now is the time. And so I'm here for it. So me and 2 of my homegirls, we gonna read the book. We was talking about it today, and I was just like, I can't wait. Real. Kennedy Ryan. Now, it's a slow burn. Neva, how you want to say her name? Neva. She's an actress. Canton, he's a director. She's going to be in his movie. It's a slow burn. I've been told that you are reading the story from their perspective as far as like them acting, but then you're also getting the perspective from them actually doing the scenes of the movie that they're filming. This is the first book of her Hollywood Renaissance series. And I can't wait. I'm so excited. Like, this one right here. I just love anything Kennedy. So, I mean, once y'all get a tour, you can see, yeah, okay, yeah. Is this my signed copy? No, this is not the signed copy. Oh, wait, is that? It's signed. I forgot. Because when I got score at the author talk, I got this one then. So, yeah. I'm excited. I am excited. So, these are my 4 books for August. Got a lot of school, little education, and then we have pure leisure enjoyment, my time. Like, it's almost a bit like I'm really interested to see how I get through all 4 of these in the month of August, because teaching, lesson planning, that can take a lot of time, but we're just gonna take things one at a time. So we're just gonna nice and easy and nice. And yeah, that's what I got. Let me know if you've read these books and your favorites or your thoughts or whatever. And if you got any more recs. So yeah, Meet me in the comments. Until next time, you can find me with the books.